I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CT Review. Today is July 8th, Tuesday, 2025. Hope you had a good day today. Pretty much we're looking for an expansion here, but market's playing pretty much sideways, and also kind of expected the day before an FOMC minutes, even though FOMC minutes isn't that really big of a deal. In general speaking, they're just going to pretty much speaker out, take out the top side of Asia, take the bottom side of Asia, come back to the top side and sit in the middle. Sort of speak. Tuesday could be also a transition day. We'll see. But in general, that's pretty much it. I'm going to make this short because it was obviously you're going to have some wild days, wild movement. Obviously, this is to shake out and get everybody scared and to be confused and blah, blah, blah. For probably still the expansion. And at the end of the day, maybe they're doing it now, but it's still a long way to go up there. But general speaking, you'll see 930 beautifully taps. I got this quadded. I got the that opening week gap quadded, and you can see we tag it damn near 4 times, even right here too. Second, third, fourth, right there. You get an inversion right here on this candle. Boom, X marks the spot with that up candle. And it's pretty much, you see the liquidity here built pretty nicely. And then you want to look on a higher time frame. You can see that 1 hour imbalance right there, including the gap. And then pretty much just snagging that middle candle very slightly. And then buying up, sealing the opening range gap for today. So it's coming in, dumping a pump, and obviously you get an extra drive here for manipulation. This is what obviously manipulation looks like, especially with manual intervention type of thing. But you'll see that we sell off here. We get the first imbalance. We're on the bottom 25% here, tagging it. Boom, we got the midnight level here, by the way, coupled very closely to the 25% of the opening range gap. But anyways, lower highs here pretty much after a break, and then you get your pretty much drives down, right? See here we tag in, lower low, lower high again, lower low, comes to that 1 hour imbalance I'm talking about. Got the projection here from the entire swing. See 1 and 1.5 here. And then beautiful buy here as well, right? Tagging that, coming straight for what? The 50% of the present gap. Also 930 is right there, very close, and coupled with that all-time high here, not here, obviously. Excuse me. That being the narrative here with that, all right, just shaking out, right? And then also a final rate. This is the reason why I stopped trading Dow, for example, because this was happening fucking all the time, right? So, but anyways, this is no big deal. You could see, again here, selling back from that first imbalance here as well, minutes before the macro in there. And then it's hunting and rating down. Okay, coming back in, we take this buy right here. I guess I'll show it. I was trying to find the other example that I made here, but this was an example of just pushing up, but the structure of the flow or whatever. But in general speaking, when you'll see this raid here, you'll see that it also misses that daily gap on purpose, opening gap on purpose. You do have some nice RSI movement here. And then in general speaking, the target after the dump and pump is obviously looking for liquidity to the left side. You'll see that when we just talked about that equal highs over here with that 50, with that top 25%. We're being very specific about where we want to take this, and you'll have a 3.5 to 4 expansion here on from this down candle. You'll see that it is used as a down block here, and you'll see that we dip back in. We do seal the opening range gap as well, but the purpose is also this. I didn't draw the imbalance right there, but you can see that we're also inside that with the bodies. X marks the spot for that. And why am I not concerned about this? Well, because of this agenda here. So obviously a shakeout here, and then this 50% would be obviously a minimum target, but at the same time, your real goal is here. So you're looking that you'll see the expansion here right through all that area. But in general, 25% there, just bouncing off there and there and there, and then expanding from that 25%, just to keep it simple. And then when you want to play the long game, obviously you do have to endure their pullbacks, but you know, in days like this and times like this, taking profit is also just the best thing for you to do. So keeping it simple, I think I've explained everything I need to, right? You'll see even on what was it, a 50? No, it wasn't a 50-minute. Yeah, it kind of was. It was pretty much 4 drives here, but let me see here, and then you can see that we bounce from that first imbalance after we get back above it, right here. You see that? So if it was dragged out. Other than that, I don't really know much to say. I try to keep videos shorter now because these 40 minutes are killing me. Sure, they're killing some people, but I'm sure you're happy with it. But you see a lower high here, and you see a higher high here. Originally with Dow, we had a higher high, so we've taken the sell down for the dump, right? And then when you had a nice little miniature divergence with the candle itself. Look how this candle is higher than that low of that down candle. And here you got lower lows here. See that? So pay attention to that kind of detail. Pops up, falls short of that liquidity here, raids again, shaken out, and then obviously back into the rejection wicks here, and then pops up for another high, and the day comes sideways and retraces. So let me see here. There was something I was gonna say about time, but I kind of forgot it. Dollar still sitting there, and then and Dow just playing around. This, in my opinion, looks a little bit heavy for a sell. So I mean, you could see this is kind of maybe playing out. Wants to come lower to sweep this before we shoot up, depending on Asia London. But I'm not even gonna draw it. But there's definitely an imbalance right there. I would, on the daily, you could see them probably maybe coming back for that to then push back up if it doesn't push up from here. And I think that's about that. So you can see that low. I can see them raiding that. If they get stuck above here, or do they raid this, is really the question I have. I think maybe coming into here is just good enough. And then look at that shit. Yeah, that looks ugly. And then same situation with maybe they want to come and tag this here or not. Just want to see it probably hold and push up. That would be nice. But we'll see. But that's really it, man. Pretty sloppy price action. Pretty much expected as well. And I know this looks a little ugly, but yeah. Trying to think. I mean, again, this trend line liquidity right here, I mean, it looks like it's for the ripe of taking. They're also building it here, so very common. And again, I really stand on the possibility of it just being a really lame summer and year, because of the fact that we have done so much in the last even 3 years, you say, right? So that's kind of, I think that's kind of like the feel. But anyways, let's see here. So again, they bounce off this to the tick perfectly. So sometimes this is a great breakout and a good trade, but sometimes they'll want to attack that because it's so easy, and then by the time maybe it dips in here to take back off, if it doesn't take off from here. I mean, that's really the situation. That's really the magic question for me, is are we going to buy up from here, or are we going to, or here, down here or here, right? Let me see here. How long is this? 9 minutes. I love that. I want to just keep them all that fucking type of. But yeah, you'll see it playing around that 50 as well. We're there now. You can see that, right? And first PM session imbalance. You can see we shoot over it, and then ultimately here selling in the macro time here down, hits that all-time high from the beginning of the year. that's what that is. And then obviously this is that internal high, and this is that only high, and we have that high as well. So we'd like to say that we're bullish, but you know, the question is it gonna hit it? Is it gonna come up there? And to be honest with you, I feel like it also is just time distortion as well. They're all just This is just time distorting. So if this is a retrace and a consolidation, we expect an expansion back, right? But they're just not trying to get there on your time schedule, and that's kind of like the narrative there. And then also you can see when I made the video up here that you got 50% of this wick right here. So they came down a little bit to take out liquidity from yesterday in that big candle from just the people buying, right? So really simple there. And we'll see if this 1.5 holds. If not, if it does, then I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna move this to let's just say here. See if this well, I'm gonna do the bodies. Let's do the bodies. If this pans out here, put that on the 15-minute so you can see it. And it's a big expansion up. Obviously, we expect that as well. So you got 1 and 1.5 up here, and I should have put on the hour. But if you look here, you'll see. I'm just gonna squint out a little bit, man. There's the previous high here, and then 2 to 2.5 up there. There is this opening gap here, and I'm trying to understand why that's there. Why is it still extended? See, that's that holiday shit that they try to fucking do when it initially closed. So that might be a whatever. That's not really that important. But come up here for a retrace and then push back up. So if I move forward here, I would like to. So when I made the example of this, obviously coming like this, and inside here, you're getting a push up, retrace back, a high. You're getting higher highs and higher lows structure up. That's what is to be assumed. Okay, so I'm not trying to make it really more complicating than that. So obviously that's why we're coming back down to wipe out some buyers as well, right? So that's pretty much it. And so I've already drawn the options. Didn't I? It's pretty much the same as yesterday. So are we buying from maybe like here, for example? All right, or are we just buying from where we are? Right, like who knows? I wouldn't even like it to retrace anymore. I just want it to keep going up. Being bearish, I'm not bearish. I don't think we're gonna be bearish like right now. But I think it'll just be a battle of a slow grind, high resistance, and a lot of time distortion. So that's about it. And I'd like to be done. And then the majors are just kind of also slowly, whatever here. So could be a speaker here though. I doubt it, but either 50% are coming below it to then push back up. That's what I would have done, but it doesn't look like they want to do that. It looks like this thing just wants to start expanding slowly. I don't know. I don't know what else I could say. And then it bouncing from that high. So we're stuck in between this high over here and then this down high from the all-time high in the beginning of the year. We're kind of stuck in that. As far as a bearish week would go, then obviously you would want to see it stay underneath here and close. So maybe they want to reach into this. See this weekly imbalance? I didn't draw that yet. But right now it's there. So do they want to dip in with the week and then settle next week, push back up? I don't know. And that's where the time distortion might kick in here. So I'm not even going to draw it right now. I can move this over though. I like moving this over just a little bit. Let me just do that for a second. Oh, shit. I'm going to draw it for the fact that I did it. But, let's see here. Oh my God. Should have did this already. That's how I make videos long, right? And then on the daily, it's I'm not looking at that. Oh. So, it's pretty fucking big. And that's why I was saying, you know, one more time, maybe tapping into this or not. I'm going to move it over, maybe. I'm just going to move it over like that. Just so it's not like all in the way. It's pretty big. Who knows? You know, who knows? But I would like to see it stay empty also while we expand. So that's the reason why I'm not really, you know, hung on it right now. But we can probably quad this too. Oh my God, I'm making a video long. It's okay. And then I'll just move that over. Really? Okay, we'll just... Damn. Oh my God. So I'm gonna take forever, huh? So, we'll see how it performs in there, if it does even reach it at all. Otherwise, that's a beautiful buy. And there's an imbalance here, so they might want to try to get the push out traders again. So that's like drive 1, drive 2, and then maybe drive 3. And we'll see. And that's a daily imbalance as well. So there's one right there and one right there. I'll just keep it like this for now. And this is assuming that, you know, we pull back in, but for bullish, we want to see it just keep going up, but high resistance going on right now. And any lower here, you also want to make sure you remember the first imbalance of the month right there. And I need to go. It would obviously dip into that 2 to 2.5. Maybe it blows through and goes straight to the 3.5 to 4. Who knows? I don't know. I don't care. But right now we're just going to stick with the flow of it still slowly pushing up. You know, bearish tendencies, but nah. Not really buying it. I think that should be it, right? I think I said everything I needed, right? You guys take care. God bless.